Right, plug that in, it works better. Alright, so I want to talk about pool now because it makes more sense now. So, it's all about how you initially rack the triangle. Okay, so how you rack it is all goes back to the proper sequence of number, which I think I'm gonna revise alphabet. Yeah, because these are right, but it's the ones afterwards. It's like, what do we do with the rest of the balls? So I'm gonna get into that, but over here. So essentially, what's happening is let's do that instead. Okay, I need a little bit of space. So the balls are basically, okay, you have like team one and an order of which you need to sync them. Okay, sorry. I should, like, I'm not sorry for doing this now. I'm doing this now for a reason. So you have 7 balls to sync, and since the 6th ball is your new 8 ball. Okay, see a racket? You put one here at the top of the triangle. Hold on. Pool ball triangle rack. There. Perfect. They're all not the right numbers, so we're just going to have to make do. But okay, right here. Your first ball goes where the 1 is, the second ball goes where the 10 is, the third ball goes where the 3 is, the fourth ball goes where the 13 is, the fifth ball goes where the 8 is, the sixth ball goes where the 6 is, the seventh ball goes where the 4 is, the eighth ball goes where the 15 is, the ninth ball goes where the 9 is, the 10th ball goes where the 2 is, the 11th ball goes where the 11th is, the 12th ball goes where the 5 is, the 13th ball goes where the 12 is, the 14th ball goes where the 14 is, and the 15th ball goes where the 7 is. That's how you rack it. But you need to know the order. The order in which you place them are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So team 1 has to sync these in order from first to last. In order. Okay? Your 8 ball that you're both getting at the end of the game is the new 6 ball. Now what is team 2? Team 2 will be continued. So it goes 1, 0, 8, 9, 7, 2, 6, 5 to complete the honeycomb. You see the honeycomb here? The 10, 3, 6, 8, 13, 4, 15 makes a honeycomb of 7. Because a 1 is a 1 and a 7 is a 1. So the second team, what happens after 5? After 5 it goes to 4, 3. Okay, so team 2 is trying to sync the 4 in order, the 3. And after that it gets kind of nuts. Now if we know that a 0 is a 1, what's less, 11 or 10? I think a double 0 is less. And then a 0, 1. Right? But it's the last ones. And then you have to understand something. You're on your 5th ball. Okay, you have to understand that a 5 is a 1. Okay? Pretty simple. Okay? Now, the 14 is next. Because you have to understand that, okay, it all goes to the matrix. That's what I remember. Sorry. So a 5 is a 1. Understand that there's 4 quadrants and the center dot to connect them. That is why 800 is so interesting to me. The number 800, okay, like literally 800, like bolded and I don't know, bigger, there, 800. It's 4 circles and a singularity. Quadrant 1, Quadrant 2, Quadrant 3, Quadrant 4 are the circles, and the 76 is the singularity. So a 5 is the 1 is the complete 9 by 9. However, if you don't account for bubbles and you start to subtract things, like the middle, you understand that a 4 is a 1. Okay? Which is the 14. And then you got to understand that your final ball is this. And I find it very interesting that the last ball for both teams is orange. Orange is the only number in whatever reduction that equals 33. And 33 is key. Okay? Because your whiteboard is encapsulated by a 1 by 9, a 1 by 7, a 1 by 9, and a 1 by 7, those are 32 cells. 14 plus 18 is 32 cells to make a new 1. It's like a 32 circled is a 33, and a 33 circled is a 34. or the 34 down here in the Fibonacci sequence, which is one row outside of the matrix of the 9 by 9 cell, is a circled 33 to be a 34 uncircled. Do you understand me? And this is a 32 to make a circle, which is a 33, and then you just have to circle it. You know, it's just going another depth. So you have to understand that in pool, okay, you know, this might be foreign to most, but like, yeah, let's just do this. In pool, the felt on the table is traditionally green in color. I know. It sounds retarded what I'm saying and how it seems like I'm talking down, but I'm not. I'm just kind of stating facts about pool and the reality of it. But, you know. So the felt on the table is a green. We're going to make it the middle balance green, light green 1. Boom. Okay? Even the little one-dimensional lines that encase it are the same color of felt, and I probably should have highlighted them at the same time. Good. I can move and it doesn't change. And those are also green. Okay? Now, look at your 6 ball. If your 6 ball is actually changed to that color, isn't it kind of hard to hit at the end? Doesn't that make sense that it's the end result? The 8 ball. Okay? There's 6 holes in the table. You know, in the circle. It kind of looks like a 9 by 17 matrix, but on an angle. Close, but not the same, I'd say. I don't know, maybe I didn't draw it right here, but whatever, okay? So, think about what you're doing, okay? You are taking, here, this shouldn't be here. I'm going to put it here for clarity. There, okay? So your 12 ball is your cue ball, the Trinity. And you're hitting your Trinity off the 14 to break. You're hitting the striped green ball on the green table to break. And the final ball you need to hit, and the ball you're avoiding hitting for the remainder of the game, and especially the ball that you're avoiding sinking, is a 6, which is also solid green, which is acting as your 8 ball. And a cube has 8 vertices and 6 faces to make 14. The Saturn matrix, guys, or, you know, I don't know. Okay? Cube, the Allspark cube, the cube. Okay? Now, the way, so anyways, this is the way it goes, right? So then you're going to go back to racking the balls. 1, 0, 8, 9, 2, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 0, 0, 0, 1. Yeah, this is incorrect then. Because I made this, this is an earlier version. The 13 and the 15 switch. Okay? There. See, I revised my crap. Okay, so these would be 15 13s instead. I don't play this way because we don't like to do the math in our heads while we're playing at this level of our consciousnesses. Why is that? I think they're the same. These are darker then. I'm meticulous. You know, sue me. That one. There. More betterness. Okay. Now look, the 14's hard to see. So now, again, this is the game of pool that I've described above, where the number sequence is used. And you break with the 12 ball. Okay? So I'm going to make this a lot bigger. Hold your horses. Okay, and we're going to center them, make them all pretty. The way we play is we use the cue ball, which is hard to see spin. Okay? And let's just put the numbers in order. Because this is what we do. We play douchebag pool because we use these, okay? So player 1 has to sink these balls. Okay, that's their team. And player 2 has to sink these balls. That's their team. Okay? Now the same thing goes over here, you know? Sorry. But there's a slight change. Okay? Player 1, player 2. Now I play a lot of pool. Okay, I'm pretty good at it now. And that's your, let's just call it your green ball. Okay? Now when we rack it in douchebag pool, I do the same thing. I'll do the same orientation. Here, 1 second. Copy that. So these aren't. No, I'll do 2 of them. 1 to take, and 1 to. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to reset. Okay, so in regular pool, okay, douchebag pool, we're going to talk about this guy now. Because, I like it because it symbolizes a D, a B, and a P, which is what the matrix is, guys. It's like a giant. There. DBP. It's the matrix is a lowercase d, an uppercase p, and a lowercase b. So let's make that an uppercase p because it's at the end and we read everything backwards. PBD kind of thing. Anyways, so in regular pool that we play, douchebag pool, we literally rack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where is it? Sorry, I'm brain farting. I'm trying to think of something at the same time. I'll just finish this thing first. Put your 9 there, you put your 10 here. And this matches the thing on the wall, right? You put your 11 here. Put your 12 here. Put your 13 here. Your 14 wants to go here, but it ends up going here. And your 15 goes here. And then what you got to do is you got to rotate it so that your 15, which is your last ball that you place, is now your breaking ball. So when you rotate it, okay, when you rotate it, you're going to get leading 15, okay, yeah, I guess your 10, go here, your 13, go here, right? Oh, let me just, my brain, yeah, right? That's what goes on here, right? Because this is also rotated. Obviously, this would be here, but it's rotated, okay? Like you would rack it with the 1 at the tip here, and then you'd rotate it. So I just kind of skipped a step, which I shouldn't have, but anyway. So your 15, 10, 13, and then you'd have your 12, your 11, your 14, and then you'd have your 4, 3, and your 1, and you'd have your... See how your 8 ball goes exactly where it needs to go? Between the 4 and the 12? Between the 4 and the 12? Right? And beside your 3, you have your 5, and your 7, and then you have your 2, you have your 6, you have your 9. So when we play with your cue ball, right? When we start, the open balls are the yellow balls, okay? Or, hold on a second. Okay, the striped 9 and the yellow 1, those would be what's open when you break off the break, so you can only hit the 1 or the 9 first. In this version, when you break, you can only hit the 1 or the 4 first. You know, 14, you break with the 12 off the 14, and the first balls that are open are your 14. And the last balls you sink are your 18. Your Ra, your Armageddon, your circled R. Your circled R. Okay. In this game, the last balls on the table will be what? You know, before your 8, if you guys get there, will be brown. And this would be, crap, a striped brown. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Right? And your 1 and your 9. Okay? It's like a seed. You understand? You're starting with, you know, the expression. There. There you go. Okay, destruction is a form of creation. Yellow is the color of death. What is it, Donovan? Bright marigold yellow may be associated with death in some areas of Mexico. That's not what it means, but it's the color of death. Trust me on this. So, in douchebag pool, which is a derogatory term, which is DBP, which is the upside down, backwards, and flipped part of the truth, and the truth is the G, which is in the 9 quadrant, right? A D, B, and a P are all not truth. The truth is the G, the 9, okay? So you're doing douchebag pool, DBP, and you're starting with death, and you're ending with, you know, your infinite. Okay. You can't see the spin when you hit the cue ball, when you know, and you're hitting a circled 15, which is hex for 16. Okay, and hex is just 4 times 4 because we are in a Saturn matrix. In proper pool of number order, you hit the 12, so you have a striped ball that you can see the spin when you're playing. When you're like, the most important part of your golf swing is the connection that your golf club makes with the ball. So don't you think that your connection with your pool cue on the cue ball is the most important big bang or spark of life or clapboard click? You know? Whatever. Clapboard images. When that clicks, it goes. It's the big bang, guy. It's the spark of life. It's like when the cue ball hits the break. That's the loud noise of the game. The big bang. You're hitting a 12 off of 14, and you're opening the game where the 1 and the 4 are open. Yellow, the color of death, and purple, the color of like royalty. Okay? Now, in regular pool, when you're ending with your browns, what do your browns signify? That signifies to me the dying off of nature. Because look, what's this? Nature is green, guy. Green. So your green plants will eventually die and become brown waste because of death, and you restart all over because destruction is a form of creation. They're like seeds. It's like green trees, the 6s and the 14s, whatever, are fruit bearing of their seed or something. And they drop seeds which are brown, which are the 7s and the 15s, so that when everything dies, the infinite knot of circle of life of creation starts back with 1 and 9. And this you end in oranges. Okay? In this one, we both start with yellow. In this one, we start with yellow and purple. $41 read backwards, circle, 42. You're hitting the 12 ball, read backwards, 21 and 41. 62. Let's do things. 64. 8 by 8. Do you see the trees from the forest now, with your leading 14 and your ending 6? This is it, guys. This is pool. And there's two players. They each have a cue, which are, basically one-dimensional lines that have a beginning and an end. And they play each other with a cue ball on a rectangle. It's like two squares, really. With 4 pockets on one square and 4 pockets on the other square, but when you combine them, it makes 6 pockets total. Up table and down table. Okay? This is right. This I have evidence to know why we play douchebag pool with this, because the thing on my wall, or on the wall over there, has that on it. It's not as blatant. A couple balls fell out at the bottom, but you can reverse engineer it pretty easily. Okay? It works with the number system that we have. It works with knowing that the 8 ball is the 8 ball. It just works. We call it douchebag pool. You're playing with seeds, guy. Okay? And rebirth and death. Okay? This way is more harder to play. Okay, it's hard to know what your next shot is when you're shooting the 9. You have to know where your 12 ball is going to land to set up your 2 next. And a lot of people have a hard time right now thinking about these numbers in this order. It'll change maybe in time. But 2 6s is a 12. They're 18. That's raw. Circled R. Registered trademark. 18, 21, 17, 19, 19, 4, 5, and whatever. I already said how the 12 and the 14 equate to 3,858. Whatever. There. That's 3. This circle hitting this circle, creating the Big Bang or spark of life, creates an 8. It hits a 5, and together 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 4 is 8. 3858. Every time you break a game of pool, playing douchebag pool with the proper sequence of numbers, you're reminding yourself that there's 3,858 magnets in a cellular energy device. If you rotate your dartboard so that the 13 is where the 20 would be, then you're reminding yourself that there's 3,858 magnets in a cellular energy device, 4 types. If you play foosball with 4 people, and you have a table that doesn't have the ramps in the corners, but the last bar on defenseman has 3 instead of 1, you understand that the offender has 3 guys in the front, that the offense people are holding 3 bar and a 5 bar for an 8 bar, 8 people, 3, 8, that the defense is 5 people total, and that you need 8 arms from 4 individuals, because there's 4 types of magnets for cellular energy device. They're just games to me now. Okay? Creation code. It's pretty awesome, but, maybe I'll make this control, print screen, and go here, and go. It's a lot more accurate representation, wouldn't you think? So, there we go. And I'm gonna, little things. The little things, the details of life. I find them interesting. Others might not. To each his or her own. You do one of those, do one of those, you go file, you go new, you say no, you go paste, you move it over to the middle because it's going to crop it, you go save, and you go pool balls 2. And then you go back over to this thing, and you go here, and then you go change the thumbnail, and you go that one because it's better. Uploading thumbnail, thumbnail update, whatever. Thumbnail uploaded. So, okay. Right. 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 Anyways, it means a bunch of stuff, whatever it means. I don't know. I don't care. Oh, look, more of this stuff. Oh my god, really? I will destroy everything, really. Look, all these things from the Bible. See, I talking about Bible. Oh, okay, I'll do these two and then I'm ending. Get seriously, guy. Whatever these mean. Oh, hold on. What does that mean? John 14:5. No, it's like very hard to do what I do, right? There. Why don't you copy that and you go over here and you go like, Thomas saith unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Okay, whatever. It's pretty obvious. And Psalm 86 verse 11. Sure. Oh. Well, someone took the time to put all these stupid things in there. I'm going to read them. But not in order. Not the way you read it. Teach me thy way, O Lord. I will walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name. Wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah. How about we just do the heart part and not fear? You know? Let's just do the heart part. It's way over here. I know. It's not in the best spot. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Looks like a J. Whatever. Number 1 guy. Your prophylactive. Your P and your B. Yeah. Once again, the heart. Minus the 6 and the 91. Sums to 3,858. 21 cells like KJ. K is 11, J is 10. Yeah, the KJV is my version of reality. So anyway, pool. Pool. Like, I hope you guys try it out. You have to sync them in order. Okay, both teams. And when you break, off the break, everything is open, meaning the 1 and the 4 are open. Or if you break here, then the 1 and the 9 are open. And if the 9 gets sunk accidentally, or you sink it and you don't call it, you douched, which means you scratch or something, or don't scratch, or it gets sunk and doesn't count, and that makes the 10 worth 2. You know, the 10 will be worth 2 next, and it's still open, and the 1 is worth 1, and then the 10 is worth 2. Okay? So it's still open, but because the 9's gone, it's not the end of the world. So it just means that you have both choices to shoot at, the 10 or the 1, but if you hit the 10, it's 2, and you have less balls to sink before you can shoot the 8. And you can steal, eh? So what happens is, if you sink your first ball, your second ball, your third ball, your fourth ball, your fifth ball, your sixth ball, your seventh ball, okay? And you're out of balls, but this guy's only sunk, you know, that. So he still has, let's say, the orange, the green, and the brown, and like these are the balls on the table. Now you are allowed to pick off his balls, but in reverse order. So you can get an 8th point, and you can get a 9th point. And then maybe you scratch or whatever, then he gets the last point. But at any time, you know, before, say you don't have a shot at the 5. Okay, maybe you sunk all your balls, then you stole his point from his 7, you stole his point from his 6, or her. But you can't see the 5, it's not in a good spot to make a shot, because to you, the 5 and the 8 are always open at. Like, once you're done your balls, the 8 is always open. Okay, it's always there. And it's worth 2 points because it's 2 circles connected. So every ball here is worth 1 point, but the 8 is worth 2. Just like in this game, the 6 will be worth 2 because you have to understand that there is an invisible 9. Ugh. beside it. What? How? Why? Why is this doing this to me? Make it green and select the 9 and change it to a... doesn't want to do it. But anyways, you have to understand that there's like a white 9 here. In the nothing space of the 6, the circle that goes around it. You know, yin and yang, whatever. 69. Okay, so it's a fun game. You use the dartboard to count your score. So the way we use it is that the 20 would be here. Oh, what are these? What is this? Font 18. Let's try this. Font 18, centered and bolded. You have your 20, and then you have your 1, and then you have your 18, and then you have your 4, and then you have your 13, and then you have your 6, and then you have your 10, and then you have your... I'm trying to do a circle. Hold on. What is it? Dartboard. Oh, there. Let me just do that. Way easier. Images. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Now, open image. Oh. Alright, so control, print screen. Go back here, paste. Okay. So now how do I rotate this? Rotate. It's close. Okay. So you see what I'm saying here? You gotta tilt your head a bit. I'll get rid of this other crap 1 second. You know, it's distracting, and even, you know, I don't really care about the Britain darts. Oh, whatever. What is this? There. And fill. Whatever. I don't care. Anyway, so 10. Okay, 15 to 17. Oh yeah, forgot. 15 to 17. Great. 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 I apologize for nothing. I don't want you even in the center. That's better. Alright, 17. Okay, where am I? 3, 19, 7. So let's go with the 3 here. The 19, the 7. 16, 8, 11, 14. 16, 8, 11, 14. Or 14. It's okay, I'm good. 9, 12, 5. I'm busy. 9, 12, 5. Okay, that's your dartboard, right? And then this would be your 50, and then these would be your 25s. So your 25 would be, you know, the circle around. Yeah, in green. And your 50 would be your... Okay. Now let's... I apologize. So when we count score... Oh, crap. Alright, when we count score... Yeah, this is what we do. Okay, so you have... Oh, how am I going to do this? You have 2 rings, okay? Like, you know, the dartboard has the spot here, the top spot, and then the bottom spot. Now, if your goal is to ultimately get the center to win, you know, so if you started, read it backwards, 0. If you start at 0, it would be here. If you get 1 point, you go here. If you get 2 points, you go here. If you have 3 points, you go here. We always use the bigger as positive, but it makes sense that the smaller is positive, but we're not going to think backwards, okay? 0, 1, you scratch, you went -1, you go -1, -2, -3, -4, or you get +1, you go back to -3, go back to -2. That's how we count our points. Okay, so in every game of pool, you have an opportunity to get 7 points. Count 7, okay? And every ball is worth 1 point. Okay, so let's say in this example, let's say there was no scratching, everyone is expert pool players. This person has 9 points. So their dartboard, okay, would have a dart on 9. Okay. The other guy only has 4 points, so he'd be at 4. Positive 4. But I think positive should be down here because it's closer to center. But whatever. We play this way. Okay. Player 1, player 2. Now, you have to bank the 8 ball. Okay. Let's say like the 5 ball is undesirable for this player who is currently shooting. He is the active shooter. These are awesome things to say. Okay. He's the active shooter. And he doesn't want to shoot the 5, so he wants to shoot the 8 instead. But you have to bank the 8, so he decides to do a 3 bank, 3 in the side. Now, since the ball is worth 2 itself, and you're doing 3 banks in the side, the 3 banks count for 3 points. Every time you do a bank, you get a point. Okay, and every time you do a combo off another ball and you call it, you get a point for that. Okay, so these 9 points that he made could have been all, clear shots with no banks and no combos, so they got single points for all of them. But as soon as you start introducing banks and combos, you get additional bonus points. So he does a 3 bank combo on the 8 ball to finish the game, and he gets an additional 5. The 9 now becomes what? The 14. Got 5 points. And this is not there anymore. His dart moved, and the game ends. And you went from your first game being over to starting your second game. And you start the second game 14-4. The trapped 144,000 of my random example. We use a dartboard to keep our score with pool. And we play not this way. We played this way a few times, but we don't play this way. But I want to play this way because I think it's more speaking and acting and operating in truth. And I think if I play pool in truth, with the truth of my knowledge of number and balls, then I'll play better. But we play this way, okay? It's no different. Okay, this is the way we play with these numbers. Okay? Like, I'm more than, well, perfect, it worked. We are more than perfectly happy to break, to divide the left and the right in this fashion between player 1 and player 2. I'm cool with this, okay? It's a fun game. And again, so now when we get to the end, okay, like because you have a theoretical 7 points every game you play, you should try not to scratch or sewer, okay? But if theoretically, if you can get 7 points every game, it'll take not 2 matches, but 3 matches for you to potentially get 21. Now, where is 21? And if this is the first point, that's where you start at, like both darts start at 0. You can be -0, doesn't matter. And then you go positive or negative based on your game. But at the end of the game, let's say you're at 19, okay? And then you just sunk a ball, and then you're at 20. So 20 would be back at the 20. 21 is here. 22 is here. 23 would be the green, and 24 would be the bullseye. Okay? Now, if you go past that, which has happened before, 25, where's 25? 25 is anywhere on the dartboard that's not in this area or this area. So this right here is 25. Where's 26? On the felt of the wall. On the felt behind the dartboard, so when you miss the dartboard, it hits the felt or the cork or whatever. Okay, let's do that better. That's 26. That's 26 points. And if you have to go further, then you have to stick the dart in the actual drywall that this is hanging on. Okay, on the outside for your 27. Once you get past 27, I think it's time to stop the game. Where is it? Right here, 27. But I wanted to do a video about my hobbies. This would be a hobby video. This would be a hobby video about how pool relates to cellular mathematics, and has really helped me a lot with the whole creation code aspect of all of this nonsense. Good. We're done? Good.